Senator Judi Audit wants some answers. She believes that the contract former Governor Felix Camacho entered into with the International Bridge Corporation was full of loopholes.
I know there are a lot of loopholes in that contract. That contract was not favorable to the people of Guam. And the proof of the pudding is the fact that they're still not completed with the number of major projects for the school.
In particular, Audit points out that the contract does not allow for penalties to be imposed for delayed completion of the project.
We know it's a special interest contract. It's pretty obvious. And it was handled with very little scrutiny to protect the interests of the JFK community, in my opinion, the Department of Education, and the people of Guam, and the money that we have to pay for that school. And it seems like the contractor has a lot of leeway, doesn't have to meet any specific deadline, because none of that is reflected in the contract. And I've really never seen anything like that before. I think that's very wrong.
As a result, Audit has written to the Guam Public Auditor, Doris Flores Brooks, asking her to examine the contract and IBC's compliance or non-compliance with it.
I want the public auditor to carefully audit the construction project and the contract, and to point out specifically the infirmities with that contract, so that this government never enters into a contract like that ever again.
While acknowledging that it may be too late to impose penalties on IBC or anyone else, Audit argues that GovGuam could at least learn some lessons.
There should have been penalties, and I think accountability should be all the way up the chain of command and something like that. And we can't enforce any penalties, and probably can't hold people accountable because the contract was signed and so forth and so on. But that doesn't mean to say we cannot learn lessons from this. And I would like the public auditor to do a real good audit and to point out what the problems are with that contract, and to recommend what should not be ever agreed upon again by this government in any future contracts.
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.